Hi people, you're welcome back to my channel. So my client requested for this beautiful gown, and here's my own recreation, and this is how beautiful it looks on my client. It fits perfectly well. If you would like to learn how I made this, keep watching. All right, this is the fabric I'll be using. I'm going to be mixing it with this beautiful chantilly lace. I'll be using bra cup, my lining. So I'll proceed and fold my fabric. So first I'm going to fold it into two this way, into two. Go ahead and fold it this way, leaving my zip allowance right here. This is 2 inches, so this is going to serve as my zip allowance. I'm going to fold the lining the same way. So this will serve for the seam allowance for joining it to the upper part. So I'm going to place the waist length on this line. My client's waist length is 16.5, so it's going to be here. And I'll measure down my gown length. The gown length is 60 inches. Hip line, gown knee. This is the waistline, the hip line, the gown knee, and of course the length of the gown. So I'm going to put all my measurements is going to start from this folded edge. So I'm going to put the waist circumference divided by 4 here. My client's waist circumference is 32. 32 divided by 4, that will be 8 inches. I'll put it there. Then there will be 1 inch dart, and there will be 2 inches allowance. Then here I'm going to put the hip divided by 4. The hip is 45 divided by 4. Then seam allowance of 2 inches. Then whatever I have here, I'm just going to subtract 1 and I'll put it at the knee. Okay. Then whatever I have here again, I'll subtract 2 and I'll put it at the hemline because it's going to be pencil skirts. I'll connect the points together. Next is just to attend to the zip allowance. So from the folded edge here, I'm going to measure 1 inch to this side. Then on the hip line from the folded edge again, I'm going to measure 1.5 inch. Then at the knee, I'm just going to measure 1/2 inch. Then I'll connect these points together. Then from the knee, I'll roll it straight down to the hemline. So we are done. I'm going to go ahead now. I'll cut it out. Don't forget to notch the hip line. Then you notch your zip allowance. So your zip allowance is going to be 1.5 inch because we use 1.5 here on the hip line. So just remove the front away, put it back, remove the front. Okay, so from here just measure that 1.5 inch for the zip allowance here so that you notch. So this is the zip allowance, okay? Then you also notch your dart position. Your dart position is your nipple to nipple distance divided by 2. Measure from that zip allowance notching inward. So this is the dart position for the back. So we are literally done with the back. So bring back the front so that you can notch the dart position. The dart position is also your nipple to nipple distance divided by 2. So from the folded edge, you measure that. My client nipple to nipple is 7.5 divided by 2, that will be 3.7. So I'll mark it and I'll notch it. So this is the dart position. Okay, so we are done, but then we still need the front so that we can use it to cut out the one that is going to be layered on top. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be using to cut that other panel that is going to be at the top. So this is how I'm going to do it. This one is not going to have dart, so I'm going to pivot the dart away. So the dart I added to this waistline is 1, so I'm going to measure 1 from the folded edge here. Just mark 1 inch inward this way, measure 1 inch inward this way. Just note it, you're not cutting it out, you're not doing anything to it, it's just to be like a guide for you. Okay, so this 1 inch that we measure inward, you are going to find a way to position it at the folded edge of this one that you place under. Don't forget, this is folded into 2. This is folded into 2, so match it this way. Can you see the way I've done it? So when looking at this now, you can see the dart has been transferred to this part of this one. Okay, so you just go ahead, cut out the shape exactly like this, and then you are basically done. And you use it to cut out the fashion fabric as well. That particular panel is topping around the knee area, and this is our knee. Okay, this is our knee. There's shock on our knee, so you're just going to stop the shape around the knee. Okay, don't forget to also highlight your hip line. This is the knee. Okay, so we are done. So you're done with this one. You can remove this. So the style is just like something like this. Don't forget, we added 2 inches. See, we added 2 inches allowance. So you're going to connect from the hip line all the way to this point, so that you can create the shape that is there. Then I'll cut it out. Just go ahead and cut it out. You know, because you're still going to be stitching it, you can just give it 1/2 inch allowance. Okay, so we are done, and this is how it's looking. So this is how it's looking. You're going to be using this to cut out the Ankara fabric. For a bit of structure, you can fuse this with your interfacing, okay, so that we have structure. So bring back the front skirt and fuse your lace fabric on it. This is just going to be on top of it like this. Can you see? So because we pivoted our dart to the lower part of this, you can see how the space here is not just going to be parallel on it, like flat on it like this. No, it's going to like have a little space here so that it will just turn like this. All right, so this is how it's going to be at the end of the day. Can you see? Pretty. So I'm just going to sew the down part of this upper layer, just the down part alone, the way you see me doing it here. So I'll turn it to the good side and give it a good press. Make sure you notch the center so that you can relax well at that center, okay? Next, you bring the main skirts. So before you join the outer layer to this one, you must have sew in your dart on the main skirt, okay, before you do this step. Can you see? Then you go and stitch the side together and also the waistline. Just join them together the way it is like this, okay? Okay, so this is it. The next thing is to attach the upper part to the down part. Okay, so you attach fabric to fabric like this. Can you see? Join it together with 1/2 inch on the waistline. Then you also bring the lining and attach lining to lining. Okay, don't forget lining to lining, and then fabric to fabric. Okay, like this with 1/2 inch seam allowance, 1/2 inch seam allowance. Make sure the center align so that if there's any excess you can just blend it. Okay, if there's any excess you just blend it. So I'm done joining fabric to fabric and also lining to lining. Okay, so the next thing is just to place the lining on top of the main fabric this way. Place them on top of each other like this. You go and join together at the hemline, and when you are done, you join the side seam together starting from the underarm all the way down. Okay, so let's go do that. So when you're done with the hemline, walk your way through to the underarm. Match the two of them together at the underarm like this, and join together the side seam with 1/2 inch allowance. Okay, so the next thing is just to bring everything out to the good side from the armhole. Okay, so the last thing is just for you to join front and back together at the shoulder, then you fix the sleeve. And that'll be the end of the tutorial for today. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please kindly subscribe, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like me to show you how I made the upper part of this dress, please kindly leave it in the comment section so that I'll know. Then I'll upload the tutorial. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Yes.